Mentalities. I'm your host, Sauce the Boss, and I got some of my brothers in the building tonight, man. Whew, we've been waiting for this one. You know, we had to do some mixing up, some replacing, but we've been waiting to get on the air and talk about this. This episode today is victims of addiction, man. We're going to get into this addicted lifestyle, how we've all been impacted by the addictions, you know, of certain family members. Well, not so much me, but, you know, we're going to get into it. So, I want you guys to introduce yourselves by your aliases, man. If you got any content you got going on out there, go ahead, shout out your platforms, your podcast, whatever you're doing, your music, all that good stuff. Go ahead, get it in. Dada, what you got?
Yeah, so, this is Dada. So, how you guys been? Usually I do like a thing with food as well, like Food Do My Do. How you guys do food?
That's the plugin on TikTok for him.
Okay. You already know. Also, shout out to LGP. Lyrical Genius Productions, also let alone it could be translated to let God protect.
Yes,
that's also a great.
That's fire.
Yeah. So my name is Enzo. Like I said, it could also be Dada. That's my new thing that's gonna be coming out where I'm making music with King Devotion as we speak.
Woo!
Right here.
Shout out King Devotion.
Yeah, right hand right there. Today we're gonna be talking about a real touchy subject, but you gotta let it be out. You know, you gotta preach.
We gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. My guy right here.
How y'all doing today?
Let them know, Hartford County, stand up. Let them know who you is.
It's your boy King Devotion. You know, shout out LGP. I want to thank the bro for putting us on the podcast today, and
thank you for coming.
The plugin is King Devotion on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, anything you name it. Music on all platforms. And another shout out was for the bro for Enzo. He has a podcast as well coming out called Sessions and Blessings.
Make sure y'all look out for that.
But can't wait to get into this episode. Can't wait.
Hey. So before we get it, man, like I said, please, man, show my guys some love. You know, Enzo.
Appreciate you.
Shout out that what was it again?
Food Do My Do. How you do food?
Food Do My Do. Yo, Lessons and Blessings or Sessions and Blessings?
Oh yeah, Sessions and Blessings.
Sessions and Blessings. Get it right. Sessions and Blessings, man. We got that going. And please, yo, these are my brothers. I'm biased as hell. These are my brothers. So you mean King Devotion, like you said, on all platforms, YouTube, the whole nine, Apple Music.
You want to steer you the wrong way, baby.
Yeah, listen, man. These are some hitters when it comes to the music. I'm gonna be biased, but even if I wasn't biased, these is my guys. The music's hot. It's fire. You gotta go, you know, get with it. But so we gonna get into this episode, man. So I basically wanted to touch on the first episode was surviving addiction, where you guys got to hear a little bit of a perspective from a surviving addict in the game. God bless them. D Solo, we love you. And Tina Ace Mom, we love you too. But so this time we're gonna look at it from a different perspective, man. A lot of times the people who grow up in these environments where their parents are addicts or whatever the case may be don't get to speak their truth, and they have to bury a lot of things, and there's a lot of pain that comes with that, witnessing the people that you love going down these paths, man. So like I said, man, lo and behold, I got my brother to the left of me, man. Dada, I love you. You know, you mean the world to us, not just me, but to us. You feel me? And I want people to hear matter of fact, tell us about some of where it began, like in your childhood. Like, when was some of the first times you witnessed, you know, mom being on, you know, drugs, and how did that make you feel in the moment when you were a kid?
So let's go back to how old am I? 26 right now. So let's go back probably 12 years ago. So started when I was 14. Yeah, 14 years old. Everything started going whereas I see my mom not become who she was from the beginning. So
Go ahead, you're good.
So yeah, from the beginning, it was all sad. It was you know, everything's like a happy in the beginning throughout the years and all that, but once it hit 14, actually went deep. Actually went to, you're happy, you're going to school, this and that. It affected me going to school. It affected me trying to get the things that I needed to become. I'm 14. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to be thinking?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have a happy life. Not everybody's gonna have a happy life. But throughout that, I started noticing my mom leave, coming in and out. Then later on, my dad got into a situation where it was happening.
Yeah.
That led to another, and
Man, shout out Capito, man. We love you. If you ever see Ayo Pop, you ever see this, man? We love you, man. But yeah.
Bendición, tío.
yeah, but so yeah, God bless. But yeah, God bless him. I love him with all everything.
How did that make you feel, like seeing your father, you know, witness his home and the betrayal and the pain that he went through? Like, how did that make you feel as a young man?
Yeah, it affected me. It affected me as to see my dad break down, cry. What's happening? What's going to be the next move? What we going to do, you know? I'm thinking, yo, my dad, I knew from the beginning, like once I hit 14, like I said, I seen my mom with another dude. I seen her do things in front of me.
Did you ever like see him before? Like this was like
yeah,
the
I
first
seen
time?
him a couple of times.
Like is out
Yeah, he lived in the neighborhood where he's from, and he became a vital piece to that switch. You know what I mean? But
It was like a friend. It was like a friend.
Yeah.
And then it led to one thing to another.
Yeah.
Then me and my brother witnessed it. We told our dad. After we told our dad, we seen our dad break down. After that whole situation, my dad argument, static, everything drama. And then police came in, took my dad away. And then that's everything just started going.
Yeah. So I mean, it is crazy, you know. It's kind of traumatic sometimes, man. We love these people. We look up to these people, and as a kid, man, a lot of people don't know how kids, you know, process their emotions in the heat of the moment, and it could be traumatic, man. I wouldn't want any child to go through that, you know, but it's pain, and that pain does help mold us in some form or fashion. So KD, man. So tell me a little bit about so where were you at this time?
It was actually a really rough time, cause like Enzo said, you know, going from being happy kids and innocent, so innocent, you start to, it starts to take a toll on you mentally and emotionally, seeing your cousins stressed out, looking for their mom, and times where they don't know when's dinner. And at this point when these things were going on, my uncle, shout out to Capito, he would go to my house sometimes stressed out, to my mom, that's her sister, and seeing him and seeing his happiness deteriorate with the kids, it was really heartbreaking. And there'll be times where they didn't know when the next meal was, so you know, we would do this thing where we would all go to the kitchen.
Hold on 1 second. Alright, my bad, guys. We have to cut the feed real quick. There was some background noise. We have to take care of that.
Copyright issues we had to deal with.
Yeah, right? Like, we don't want that, YouTube. We don't want the copyright claims, please. Even though we not monetized, you go ahead and copyright it up, actually, if you want to. I don't even care. You ain't paying us yet, but
It's very suspenseful.
Yeah, right? I'm like, yo, what is that in the background? But yeah, so anyway, so you were saying that, you know, it was heartbreaking, you know, witnessing, you know, your uncle and your cousins that you love and, you know, hold near and dear to you go through this struggle, man. And so how did that make your bond together form? How did that help you guys get stronger?
So it was, honestly, it was already strong, and all cousins have bump in the roads. You know, we play fight, we wrestle, and all that, but we always loved each other. I would always be at their house, they'd always be at my house all the time. And I think one of the biggest bonding experiences is, like I said, when there'll be times where the next meal wasn't promised. We would have this thing where we'd meet up in the kitchen, I'd bring pasta, we'd make spaghetti, and we'd eat together at the table. And then Dada started doing it, you know, like times I couldn't pull up, he'd make the spaghetti for him and his brother, and it made us grow stronger and know that we had each other forever. You know, through the hard times, we would figure it out. Even when we were little, you know, he was 14, I was 15, Momo was about 11, 10, you know what I mean? So it kept us strong, it kept us intact.
Hey, man, and at the end of the day, that's all we have. his family, man. So you get to see on the inside, man. These guys were young. We were kids. We were babies in this era of life, and kids that usually go through struggles like this form some type of camaraderie and come together and try to find their own ways to uplift each other and support each other in the cause. So Donna, so like transitioning into adulthood, man. I know that mom is still out there, and she's still an addict, and we have to deal with certain things now. So you told us how you felt about the situation as a kid. So tell us how it currently makes you feel that you're still dealing with this ongoing pain and it's still something that's happening.
So yeah, so from even like middle school, 14, going through all of it, I had to face the fact that one, food-wise, food source, financial support, I had to come up with that. Nobody was gonna come up with that for me. I didn't expect nobody to. Like I said, no matter what, she's my mom. I love her no matter what. But it made me who I am today, stronger, wiser, just who I am. And I love every ounce of it. But some people don't need to go through that, but you go through it, and it's like, wow. But yeah, it's hard.
Do you feel like that taught you any lessons that you applied to in your adulthood as a man? Like, is there something you took out of that? Like, what did you take out of that?
I took out of it a lot, honestly. To begin honestly, if I ever wanted children or the well-being of my family or others, I don't want none of that. I don't want to be a part of it.
So do you want children because of it, or did it make you not want children at that particular time? Or?
No, it made me realize I want children. When the time's right, but you gotta know who's your other solid half,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to someone that is showing me colors and then behind that, I'm reading a book, I go halfway through it, I'm done reading it, I didn't read the other half to know what's behind that
other half of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing too. So like these things play a part in relationships and other things that we go through in life. So speaking about relationships in general, man, we all have struggles, man, and I don't for people whose partners have addictions or things they're going through, it's real, man. Victims of addiction doesn't just span from, oh, my mother's an addict or my father's an alcoholic. It could be toxic relationships and all that and therefore. So tell me about, hey, KD, matter of fact, tell me about some of your painful experiences in life tell me specifically painful experiences in your life that made you start music. Like, how did you start music? Like, talk about that. That's interesting.
So honestly, I always wanted to play football, right? And I was always in love with sports. Like growing up, I either wanted to be a wrestler or a football player. And I always had this knack for music. Like, although I wanted to be these things, something steered me into being an entertainer. I used to love making people smile, singing songs from shows, commercials. I remember singing the song that little frog on Looney Tunes would sing with his little cane. The little "Hello, my honey, hello, my sweetie."
Oh yeah. That's from Princess and the Frog, right?
And so, yep, it is. And so, my mom, she was in a church. She would always be singing in the house, and she bought those little fishes that you can mount on your wall, and they would always sing. And she had this one fish that would always sing, "I can see clearly now."
The bass fish.
And so when she would get me ready for school, she would sing that to me, and we would sing it together. We'd lock eyes, and it was almost like a spiritual bonding moment for us. We would always sing for each other and sing, gospels and just any little thing that had to do with singing. It would be like our thing. You know what I mean? And then my sisters would sing around the house. So like, as I got older, I started like always tried to be that kid that impressed his brother, and so what my brother would listen to, I would try to like learn those songs or write little raps to try to sound better than them and compete with I've always tried to impress my brother. So like, if he was listening to Cassidy at the time, I wanted to write something that was harder than him. And as time went by, you know, I got into high school. I still listened to music, and I was still wanted to be a football player, and I had grade problems, and the class that I failed that kept me back from playing football was music. I failed music, guys.
Hey.
And I just fell in love with music even like I was always in love with music, but that was like a sign from God. I felt like, you know what, if that's gonna be what holds me back, let me get better at that. Let me put my all into that. And that's why I just kept focus on it.
So real quick, Enzo, before we get into this, bro, I wanna know what made you start music. Like, was that a form of an outlet for you? Like, what made you really get into music, and like, what do you rap about? Like?
Alright, so if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it.
Let's go.
Let's get into the deep.
Put some sauce on it.
Put some freak on it.
Nah.
Yo, get at it.
Something, but how I started, it's crazy because I just love music. It all started, honestly, this dude got me into music. This dude right here, he got me into music.
Look at this dude.
This dude got me into music. We always used to sing along. Like, yo, he had the voice. Oh my gosh, bro. He got a voice.
You hear him? He got the cans. Stop playing with my guy.
Man, but
Get on Spotify and iTunes, guys. It's there.
that's it.
So, but was that like an outlet for you?
So it was more through like pain. So you listen to music you can relate to, right? This dude, he'll come up with anything, like what he's going through, like relationship wise, life wise, you name it, and it makes sense. It makes sense. But let alone like growing up, he was always singing through high school. Even in the hallways, you hear him singing. Everybody knows him, singing, rapping, and all that. But what made me get into it and actually put out my music, like I said, him. He just boosted that out of me, and I just had to let it out because I know there's music that people have different genres, you know.
Yeah.
And mine's basically life basically like.
So
what
life
he
genre.
puts out, yeah.
Y'all hear that? It ain't hip hop. It ain't rap. It ain't rock and roll.
It's real,
It's
it's
genre.
real.
It's life. It's real life.
It's
man.
life. It's life.
Come on. But so that's interesting. The reason I wanted to parlay into the music is because like I said, man, a lot of people use that as an outlet,
Mm-hmm.
and man, a few of the songs I've heard between you two, like there's some records out there, like there's some hard head bopping records, but then there's like, yo, I hear some pain. Where's this pain coming from?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And it's just it's something. It's a beautiful thing, but not a lot of people know how to take that pain and put it into a positive thing.
Facts.
So I feel like the music, for my brothers, is a positive outlet, and that's why I'm definitely gonna support everything you do. I'm buying every freaking Spotify,
Appreciate you.
lick out there, whatever. Y'all better tune me in so I can link. I need some of this music too on this podcast. But
I got you.
but it's definitely a positive outlet. But so currently, I want you to speak a little bit more about your specific relationship currently, with mommy and everything that's going on, because. Let me tell you, man, it's hard. We all have, our days where we're getting crazy phone calls and, we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, life is a fastball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yo, and I know we all get tired of dealing with it sometimes, but we all stick together as a family.
Amen.
And try to maneuver through the situation, man. But so tell me, how is your current relationship with mommy? Do you hold anything in or?
Yeah, nah, I would never hold any grudges. I mean, I did before. You're young. You hold a lot against that for one person that actually affected you in a point, but you just can't keep on blaming anything on that one person. You gotta live through life like, yo, you gotta proceed. You just can't keep holding you down. You let that hold you down. You letting the whole world hold you down. And as much as you have as much on your shoulders, don't put more to it,
Yeah.
That ease, but
Accept it for what it is.
exactly. Yup.
That's very important right there. Y'all hearing it from the source. You gotta accept it, You gotta acknowledge that pain, but at the end of the day, you gotta find a way to cope, and you gotta move through that, man. Don't let it hold you back. Don't let it stop your dreams. Don't let it, trap you and confine you into a box. If it confined you into the box and you found yourself as that person that's trapped into that box, guess what? Get the hammer and the chisel and start breaking up out of that cage or the box or wherever you at. Just get up out of there and spread your wings, man, because you don't want to sit in that dark place too long. You know, on behalf of that, man. So tell us, you know, let's move a little bit off of the you know the subject of the past. Let's get more into this positive thing. The reason I want to get into the positive aspect of this, y'all gotta understand, man. It's one thing to have a positive outlook, but it's another thing to plan things and keep planning things and setting, you know, something up in motion and waiting for that payout. You feel me? Like that peak, that pinnacle. But so tell us about, you know, some of these new projects you guys got going on right now, man. Speak a little bit of life into that, you know, get into the positive swing. Let's hear some positivity, man. I want to be gloomy all day.
Facts. I guess I'll start, but
He sounds like he's about to hit a freestyle real quick.
That's what I thought.
No,
One of these podcasts, we got you.
So I'm going to. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. I'm going to this year. So this year coming up, or this year that's actually happening, 2023. Wow.
Big I know, year, right?
Big year.
Wow. Yeah, flew, didn't
it?
Yeah. Thank God for that.
Yeah. I'm going to release one song that's gonna be probably later on this month, which I'm going to do. And beginning of February, I'm actually going to basically, you know how everybody's in love, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna be in love. So I got a song basically for those, hey, not in love, hey yo, I got a song for you, don't worry, I got you.
Oh.
You know, so
we got a name? We got a name for this track? Yeah, what we got?
So for right now, I'll let you guys know, no name, unknown right now.
But unknown.
I heard that here first from the source. Unreleased, unknown.
Yo, y'all got it first here on Made M&W Mentality, by the way. Make sure yo, so when this guy blow up, you know he was rocking with us at the very beginning. You guys got any collabs out or collabs that you're doing?
We got some.
There's going to be so right now we're going through I don't want to say individual character growth. Right now, Enzo has projects that he wants to get out. He just worked on a song. We just went to the studio recently. It was what was the name of that?
Which one?
When we went to the studio.
The one I did with you?
The one we went with her, and I said you need to get it. She wanted a ring. The name of that song.
I mean, I don't want to.
Got my head bopping and all. He said what she wanted a ring.
Yeah. Oh. So he got a joint. Is that the one you're talking about releasing?
Yeah.
All right. So we're not gonna get into that one, but we're right now we're building our resume right now, and then we're gonna get back into it because we dropped about 2 collabs last year. We have about 3 in the last 2 years, which we need to get on top of. And one of the projects I actually was going to announce was we're gonna work on an LGP tape for the summer. You know, we're gonna get all the brothers together, have a whole bunch of styles mixed and matched. I want to drop a mixtape this year and get on top of dropping videos, and at the same time start reinvesting into a home studio, because I feel like I've been putting too much money in the wrong hands, and it's about time, you know, if I'm going to keep perfecting this craft or you know, investing in this craft, it might as well be at home, you know what I mean, where you have more control.
All right. So, listen, man, the music's real. We come from a real place. You know, I was born here, but you know, I grew up in Pittsburgh, PA. But I'm back home. Stop playing with me.
I'm a Ravens fan.
I don't know who the Ravens are. That's a what's that? WNBA.
Listen, that's how you know the love is unconditional.
That's WNBA, right? All right. But yeah. Man, so it's been quite a journey, man. Speaking on it from a little bit of my perspective, man. You know, my journey with, you know, Enzo and KD started when I moved back home to Connecticut, man. I was I was dating his sister at the time. No disrespect. But I was dating. Yeah, man, no disrespect intended. You know, you my guy. But you know, that's my wife now. So, but yeah. So I was dating a sister at the time, and it was crazy to me because I had already came through this kind of background and an upbringing, dealing with my own personal father in PA. You know, the crazy things I had to witness out there with him, from, you know, selling drugs to then, you know, becoming a user of drugs. You know, my childhood was rough as well, man. When I was 16, I had to hold it down for a minute. out in New Kent, PA, with my father, you know, getting shot up and coming out the hospital. I was riding around illegal, no license, you know, driving back and forth, paying bills, doing stupid shit for him. And you know, it made you would think like, and this is how I feel for him, and I relate to Enzo because, yo, we supposed to be kids living a kid's life, but we got robbed a certain part of our childhood because you know these things that happen through you know the people who are supposed to be our heroes, you know, our parents. And so anyway, so I met his sister, you know, and we always had close circles. Like some of the people that I used to grow up with back here in Connecticut, grew up with my wife. Her name is Mrs. Saw. She'll never get her ID off of me. But you know, I used to witness, you know, arguments between mommy and her, and you know, a lot of things. And at this point in time, like you know, we're approaching our 30s, and we wanted to build a family. And you know, we had all these goals listed out. We used to talk to your mom all the time. You know, your mom used to be right there to hate you know, some of the worst things in our relationships, and you know, and she was a witness to the things that we had planned. You know, she was there. She would talk to us. You know, she would drop you know knowledge bombs. Always just be there as a loving, supportive you know member. That's why she'll always have my you know my respect, no matter you know how you know distant the phone calls are and few and far in between. I always have a love for you know my aunt Lachette. But yeah, so I used to witness a lot of you know just bad things happening between mommy and you know the Mares. I just dropped the ID. Look at that. But anyway,
Yeah, we gonna censor that.
I'm just gonna let it rock.
Right,
Whatever. But you know, it used to be crazy, man. They used to argue so much, you know, and I used to see the pain in her eyes because she, you know, she's the oldest out of you guys, and she witnessed it, you know, from a different perspective, our level of maturity, you know, being the oldest sister, looking like, dang, I got younger siblings, and now, you know, we're still going through it all these years. It's like, you won't change, you know, and she wants to help us so much. She wants to help us so bad. And, you know, it's not my place to jump in and be like, hey, mom, you know, you need to That's your mom, you know, you got to figure it out on your own time, and you got to, you know, you got to learn on your own time, and you got to figure out what you want to do as far as your relationship. But, and it was pain, man. The nights of crying over the phone, you know, trying to talk to each other until each other went to sleep. I'm going through my own, you know, shamble in PA. My own personal, you know, struggles. I didn't hit the lowest part of my life, and I'm just now rebuilding myself as a man. And your sister was helping me get through that. So that's what made me fall in love with your sister. She was such a strong woman, you know, to help me come through those situations. And I felt like I owed it to her in return to give her that same type of support that she had given me in the beginning. And it was crazy, man. You know, just seeing it. And then you know the stuff that comes with you know being an addict, the stealing, you know, the back and forth. You know, they go into the family painting that illustration of you know of your sister or you know you or whoever else you know the picture got painted on, and that's not the truth. It's far from the truth. But the funny part is that this family's so tight knit that people know the truth. You feel me? Like we know what's going on because we all done seen it. We all done been through it before. So, you know, and then lo and behold, after, you know, dating my wife for a time, Mrs. Sauce. Mrs. Sauce. Dating her for a while, you know, I got to meet, you know, Enzo. And let me tell you, man, the first time I met Enzo, it was an instant click. I'm like, yo, I've never met somebody so humble, but you know, from people giving me the statement, and I could give you the same statement, I can always see the pain in somebody's eyes. When you look into what is it, the statement's out there, the eyes are the window to the soul, man. I can always see that pain in your eyes, and I can always see that you're coping, you know, with life, your struggles, and trying to deal with this. And we've all came to a certain place where we have to now distance ourselves, you know, and just, you know, let everything play out. But no love is ever lost between us. And it's definitely something, man. And that was another thing. Listen, shout out to my mother-in-law Maria, so I'm gonna tell you something about Maria, aka my Hurricane. That's my nickname for her. I don't know if y'all know my nickname, but I always call her Hurricane Maria. But she my family and my step pops and a lot of people I love been addicted to the game. One way or another, they were selling or using, and through that, standing back and watching all the pain as the man I am today, I'm like, yo, I want to do a mental health podcast because this shit is real. This shit is really real. Like there was days, my step pops, I'm like, damn, I wish I could see my pops right now. I wonder how he's doing right now. I'm in Connecticut, he in Connecticut. Where the hell's my step pops? There's days I'm walking to Rockwell Park having flashbacks and memories when the lakes were actually filled with water and we was getting our jugs and filling them up at the spring. And it was so painful to me. Them was those days that I used to break down, you feel me? And just like, dang, life would hit me real quick with a couple haymakers and jabs and rights. And I'm like, damn, why is everybody going through the same shit? And it's just crazy. And it made me want to get people's stories out there and really just, get in touch with the people I love and get in touch with people that we don't even know. Somebody's listening right now went through the same exact shit, you feel me?
Or probably starting to go through it, that don't really know anybody that's been through the fire, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And like Enzo said, that those experiences made him a strong person, you know what I mean? He doesn't regret the journey because it molded him to a stronger person, You can't underestimate the amount of power that these testimonies have for you. It may feel rocky right now. It may feel like there's never gonna be an end to it, but there is. And even if it gets really rough, there's always a calm in the storm.
Yeah. Hey, and so shout out to everybody out there, man. I want if you're going through the struggle and you have some type of pain that you're dealing with, there's always going to be better days. I know it might sound like a cliche at this time, but listen, when you do hold on, there's positive things that come and transpire from these situations, man. Like, look at my guy Enzo, look at my guy KD. They making their music. We battling everyday life, but we giving haymakers right back to life as life is throwing haymakers at us.
Yeah, we find it right back.
Exactly.
Bouncing right off the ropes.
So, so before we wrap all of this up, man, I do want y'all to shout out one more time so they know and they get it clear, the music platforms again. So we got KD. Which one again, bro?
King Devotion. Find me on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, everything, man.
Everything.
Lock that in.
Everything. What we got you on, Enzo? Come on, man.
As of right now, guys, it's gonna be YouTube.
YouTube,
look me up. I'm featured with King Devotion. Remember that. My single's gonna be coming out, and I'm gonna be having my own platform. But
the release date will be coming out soon. He says so.
Yo,
follow that TikTok. Follow Fudu Madu. He's gonna release that release date.
What's the name? Give me a name of one of the songs they can look at right now so they know what kind of
y'all can see the Whoop-Dee remix. Y'all can see Slaughter.
Oh, y'all did a Whoop-Dee remix?
Yeah.
I might have to download that video and just play it at the end of this clip so y'all understand that the music's really there. Stop playing.
And we will be visiting the studio real soon, so we got something cooking.
To be continued, right?
No, it never ends.
We only drop heat, so.
That's it.
Fire! Sauce!
Yeah, I already know what it is.
Alright, man, so this is your guy. I am Sauce the Boss. You are rocking with Made M&W Mentalities, and we are out of here. Thank you for rocking with us for another episode. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out, guys.